5 years later, Pati was christened Patricio Marco Montenegro IV. He was privileged enough to be born into the affluent Montenegro clan. Theirs was a family that started out rich and grew even richer over time. How could they not when all the Montenegro men himself included? He was proud to be born a Montenegro, and he had no qualm about enjoying the privileges that came along with the surname. Sa madaling sabi, marunong siyang maglaro. His playthings consisted of 2 yachts, docked in Maya-Maya, a trimaran and a catamaran. His favorite car was a toss between his Aston Martin V12 Vanquish and his recently acquired Maserati Spider. And then there was a 9-seater Cessna which he flew himself when he had the time. His playmates were vast and varied as well. From a 40-something actress to be pampered princess barely out of college, hindi siya nauubusan ng mga nakakarelasyon. And these ladies were more than willing to be bed by him at the drop of a hat. Just a call from him and they would come a-running. Of course, together with the sweet life came tremendous responsibility. Lumaki siyang nakatimuno na sa isip niya na balang araw, pamumunuan niyang lahat ng mga ari-arian ng pamilya nila. He was, after all, the eldest grandchild of the most senior of the Montenegro men. His namesake is Patricio. Hindi biro ang tungkulin na naghihintay sa kanya. Nakakalula iyon. Kung karaniwang nilalang lamang siya, ay malamang hindi niya magampanan iyon ng mabuti. Subalit hindi siya karaniwang nilalang lamang. He was a Montenegro. He knew he could do the job no matter how daunting it was. Musmus pa lamang siya, ay sinanay na siya ng kanyang ama at abuelo para sa mga responsibilidad na naghihintay sa kanya. Masasabing kinondisyon na siya ng mga ito, ang puso't isipan niya upang yakapin at mahalin ang kanyang ligado, at ganoon din ang nangyari. Nang makuha niya ang kanyang MBA mula sa Stanford ng nagdaang taon, ay sumuong agad siya sa kanyang responsibilidad. Sa kasalukuyan, siya ang tumatayong presidente sa Montenegro Innovations, na isa sa halos 20 kumpanya sa ilalim ng bubong ng Montenegro Group. M9 at it was called was, but a medium-scale company. Kaya-kaya niyang patakbuhin iyon kahit nakapiring ang mga mata niya. He knew he was there for one reason, and one reason alone, and that was to train. There were bigger things in store for him, namely, the whole Montenegro conglomerate. That morning, he went to work determined to exceed that was expected from him. Parating ganoon ang mindset niya. He usually kept this morning busy doing his paperworks. Then at around noon, he would grab a quick bite before spending the rest of the afternoon talking with his people. M9 consisted of 500 employees, give or take. He always said to it he was open to each and everyone's suggestions and ideas. Doon siya naiiba sa kanyang ama at abuelo. If they were running a country, his style of management could be considered democratic, while theirs was dictatorship. Old school kasi ang mga ito. Sa madaling sabi, tradisyonal. Gayunpaman, kapwa epektibo pa rin ang pamamahala ng mga ito. Dakong 12:00 ng tanghali, ay nakarinig siya ng mga katok sa pinto ng opisina niya. Pagkatapos ay bumukas iyon, at sumungaw ang ulo ng assistant niyang si Venus. "Your lunch is here." Anito. "Good. Bring it in please." Tuluyang itinulak nito pabukas ang pinto. Saka nagtuloy sa loob ng opisina nito. Kasunod nitong pumasok ang isang unipormadong lalaki. Buhat ng matikman niya ang pagkain mula sa naturang restaurant, ay hinahanap-hanap na iyon ang dila niya. The food there was very delightful. He had been to almost all of the must-try restaurants here and abroad, but never had he tasted anything as sumptuous and as heavenly as the food served in that restaurant. Hindi niya alam pero mukhang nagayuma yata siya ng chef doon. It was a silly thought, of course. Hindi naman siya naniniwala sa mga gayu-gayuma, ngunit iyon lang ang eksplanasyon na isip niya upang ipaliwanag ang pagkakahumaling niya sa restaurant na iyon. Pihikan ang panlasa niya. Pero buhat ng matikman niyang lutuin sa restaurant na iyon, ay hindi na siya makakain sa ibang pagkain. It was ridiculous but true. Nagtatampo ang mga personal chef niya sa bahay. Paano ay ang mga house help na lamang niya ang kumakain sa mga pagkain niluluto ng mga ito? Mahigit 1 buwan na niyang guilty pleasure ang restaurant na iyon. It was about that long since he had his first taste of the food there. Marami nang nakakapuna na tumataba siya. And he knew it was true. Kaunti pa ay hindi na magkakasya ang mga damit niya. Iilang lamang ang nakaalam sa bagong adiksyon niya at kabilang naroon ang assistant niya na hindi nito kailangang itanong pa kung ano ang gusto niyang kainin dahil alam na nitong iisa lamang ang isasagot niya. At iyon ang chef specialty of that day ng restaurant. It's about time, he said. Ngumiti lang ang assistant niya, maging ang kasama nitong delivery crew. Magkatulong inayos ng mga ito ang place setting sa bilog ng mesa na nasa isang sulok ng kanyang opisina. What am I having this time? He asked. Shrimp and catupiry cheese and chopped beef with corn. That's good. Hindi pa man, ay naglalaway na siyang matikman ang pagkain. It sounded so exotic and smelled so divine. Naramdaman niyang kumakalam na ang sikmura niya. It made quite an embarrassing sound. Napatingin tuloy sa kanya ang assistant niya at ang delivery crew. Napangiti na lamang siya sa kanila. Hindi na niya hinintay na matapos ang mga ito sa ginawa nila. Inilapag na niya sa desk ang dokumentong pinag-aaralan niya. Saka lumipat na ng mesa. He then proceeded to eat. Napapikit siya pagkatapos niyang sumubo. And the food was heavenly indeed. Do you need anything else, sir? Ani ng kanyang sekretarya. No, I'm good. You can have your lunch now. Yes, sir. Nasa labas na ng silid ang isang paa nito, nang isang ideya ang biglang pumasok sa isip niya. Venus, wait, he said. Can you find out who is the chef of that restaurant? And then make an offer. The ceiling? Up to the twice the amount I'm paying my chef. His current chef's salary was already double the going rate. Walang halaga sa kanya ang pera. He had tons of it to burn. Hindi pagmamayabang iyon. Bagkus ay pagsasaad lamang ng katotohanan. Okay, I'll work on it right away. Good. That would be all. Saad niya sa kanyang sekretarya. Lara had gotten to a point wherein the hurt had become too unbearable already. And there was only too much rejection a woman could take. Hindi si Nico ang huling lalaking minahal niya. She had fallen in love 3 more times in 2 years that followed after she caught him cheating on her. And her heart got broken all those 3 times. Hindi niya malaman kung bakit palaging ganoon ang nangyayari sa kanya. Ginagawa naman niya ang parte niya. She did her best to be the perfect girlfriend. Still, no matter how much she tried, she always got shortchanged in the end. Pagod na siyang masaktan. And so she decided it was high time to stop the cycle once and for all. Naisip niyang marahil ay hindi talaga siya nilikha para sa isang romantikong relasyon. Some people were just born that way. Maybe she was one of those people. Every botched relationship she had in the past took away a small part of her. Kung hahayaan niyang magpatuloy ang cycle na iyon, ay baka wala nang matira sa kanya. Kaya tama na. Natutuhan na niya ang leksyon niya. It took a while, but the bottom line was, she did learn her lesson. Sa halip na maghagatag pagmamahal mula sa iba, bakit hindi muna ang sarili niya ang mahalin niya? She decided to do just that. She placed the search for a significant other at the bottom of her list for her priorities. For now, or maybe for always, it didn't matter. The truth was, she didn't care anymore if she had a special someone or not. Ang mahalaga ay masaya siya. Yes, she was happy now. For once in her life, she was happy. And that was because she finally figured out what she was doing wrong with her life. She had been searching for love in all the wrong places. What she should have done from the start was love herself first and foremost. Paano niya makikita sa ibang pagmamahal na hinahanap niya kung siya mismo ay hindi niya matutuhang mahalin ang sarili niya? That was something her shrink had been helping her realize for the longest time. But it only sank into her brain 3 years ago, when her heart got broken again from the 9th time. Tanda niyang dapang-dapa siya noon. Masasabi niyang lahat ng mga naging nobyo niya ay si Dog ang pinakaminahal niya. That was something big, considering her track record. After the first time, back when she was 17, she swore she won't sleep with another man again, unless she was sure he was the one. Ang buong akala niya ay tuloy-tuloy na ang love story nila. Hindi pala. In the end, he left her for another woman. At dahil ito ang pinakaminahal niya, dito rin siya pinakanasaktan. She was so crushed when they broke up. She even contemplated taking her own life. Walang halong exaggeration iyon. Mabuti na lamang at naliwanagan din ang isip niya. Since then, she made a vow never to allow herself to be placed in that situation again. And so she changed her ways. Sarili naman niya ang inilagay niya sa unahan. She swore to love herself more. How? By taking control of her life. Nagtungo siya sa Amerika. Una, dahil kailangan niya ang bagong environment. Pangalawa, para masimula na niya ang plano niyang mangyari sa buhay niya. Magaling siyang magluto. Isang bagay iyon na likas sa kanya. She just loved it when she was in the kitchen, creating all sorts of dishes. Naisip niyang yaman na din na lamang na mayroon siyang talento sa aspetong iyon. Bakit hindi niya pagyamanin at ibahagi ang biyayang niya sa iba? Why not put up her own restaurant? That was what she did eventually. But first, she had to study to improve her skills. Kumuha siya ng iba't ibang short courses, mula sa pastry making hanggang sa culinary management. 2 taon din ang iginugol niya sa pag-aaral. That was on top of the 4 years of culinary school she already had under her belt. Bago pa man siya tumulak papunta sa New York, ay nakapagtapos na siya sa CCA. It was while she was in the US that she decided to feature Brazilian cuisine in her. Then would be a restaurant. Naisip niyang saturated na ang Filipino, Italian, Cantonese, at Japanese cuisine ang Pilipinas. It was time to put something new on the table. And she thought Brazilian food would be the perfect, since it was rich, and Filipino love rich food. Pagbalik niya sa Maynila, ay hindi na siya nag-aksaya pa ng sandali. Kinausap niya ang kanyang ama, at sinabi niya rito ang plano niya. He was all for it, gaya ng inaasahan niya. Hindi ito nangingiming bigyan siya ng puhunang kakailanganin niya. Her father had always been generous to her. When it came to money, iyon marahil ang paraan nito para makabawi sa kawalan nito. ng mga panahon para sa kanya. Nilinaw niya rito na babayaran niya ang halagang ibibigay nito sa kanya. Nagprotesta ito sa umpisa, subalit hindi rin nagbago ang isip niya. She wanted to do the venture on her own. That way, the success that would derive from it would be all the more sweet. 6 months ago, Sauce Mistoras had its soft opening. Iyon ang pangalan na pili niya para sa restaurant niya. The term was Portuguese, and its direct English translation was Herblend. Portuguese kasi ang pangunahing lingwahe ng Brazil. At dito na po nagtatapos ang part 2 ng ating kwento. Sabay-sabay po nating abangan ang susunod na kabanata. Be good, be safe, and God bless po everyone.